Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to the Elevate with Erica podcast. I'm your host, Erica. My mission is to connect with you through our stories, and in that process, spread inspiration for you to go do amazing things with your life. I had crushed that "this is the way to the perfect job, marriage, and kids" checklist, and was left unhappy, stressed, living paycheck to paycheck, and unfulfilled. I knew there had to be more to life than wishing away the week until Friday, and so I found that proof. And that's what I'm here to do for you and with you. Are you ready to create a life that gets you excited? Then elevate with Erica. Grab a bottle and get comfy, friends. It's time for some unfiltered advice. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Elevate with Erica. I'm just going to jump right in today. Does anyone else feel super busy doing all the things, but also feel stuck at the same time? Like you're not really going anywhere, nothing is really progressing, but you're checking off the list every day. Does that make sense? I hope so, because it's exactly how I feel. It's exactly how I feel. Sorry, I just went Lizzo for a minute, but that is the season I am in. I know if I'm feeling it, someone else must be too, so I'm just gonna put it out there. In Momland, we like to call this the Hot Mess Express, and we kind of wear it like a badge of honor. Who's busier? We out here doing all the things, but we are hanging on to our sanity by a thread. It's why I'm always coming in hot anywhere I go these days, and if you've never heard that expression, coming in hot, it just means I'm moving at a reckless rate of speed. Not literally in the driving sense, but just in the trying to do all the things sense. It's clearly obvious to everyone around me, and you best not be in my way. You know, if this season of life were to have a title, it would be called Coming in Hot on the Hot Mess Express. I hope I've made you smile at my expense this soon into the episode, and I know some of y'all can relate. But here's the thing. Just like how we throw out the word busy, like it's a badge of honor when someone asks how we're doing, we do that when we're throwing out that we're a hot mess, too. And busy doesn't necessarily mean that you're productive. Busy doing what? Busy running in circles, never getting ahead? Busy doing things that aren't adding joy to your life? Busy taking care of others and putting yourself on the back burner? Busy isn't a badge I want to wear, but it's a state I find myself in sometimes. It's life. Being on the Hot Mess Express isn't a badge I want to wear either, but it's where I found myself lately, and I know exactly why. I've been burning the candle at both ends, but it happens. I'm not here to tell you how to avoid that from happening, but I'm here to help you figure out how to recognize it when you're in it and do some things to help you feel more in control of your life and more in control of the direction in which you're moving, because maybe you're just not moving at all, but you're doing so much, right? Or hey, maybe you're like, Erica, I have so much to do, but I just feel paralyzed by it. I'm tired. I don't want to do the things I have to do to fulfill my roles in work or personal life. I get that too, and I've been there too. Either way, this message is for you. So the weather is warming up. New activities are being added to our family agenda in addition to the winter routines we had fallen into. We're trying to do it all. We're trying to do everything we have been doing, and also now keep up with camping trips and baseball practices and games and just new activities to get outside and enjoy the beautiful weather. My kids are in their fourth quarter of school. Here come the band concert and the chorus concert. And of course, my husband decided to join an adult softball league too, because why not? I've got big trips planned over the summer. And also in my work life, my team is growing bigger and faster than ever. We've got these exciting launches coming to our platform over the next few months that I need to make sure I'm staying in tune with and keeping my team in the loop with those things as well. But also, I'm trying to do my winter routines. My love of just cozy nights in with my family, real unplugged family time. Also, I know if you're a caretaker for another adult, that's a lot on your shoulders as well. And I'm fortunate that my mom and dad and stepdad and stepmom are healthy and vibrant and full of energy and able to take care of themselves. But I have a lot of friends who are caring for their parents and grandparents, and I'm just amazed by how they juggle it all. How in the world are we supposed to do it all? Well, we're not. And then we're tossed this idea of finding balance some years back, right? And that's crap too. All trying to maintain balance did for me is make me feel even more like a failure. I feel guilty for not spending time with my family when I'm working and guilty for not working when I'm spending time with my family. So here's the thing, when you're really passionate about something, it can be hard to define it as being work or personal. Whether you're more passionate about your work or your family, I don't think is anything to feel guilty about. Being passionate about your work doesn't mean you don't love your family. Hopefully, you've found your true purpose in your work, and that makes you a lucky one, in my opinion. When you love what you do, it doesn't feel like work. And if you're going to spend so much of your life working, I want to love it, don't you? But maybe you're more passionate about your family, and your job is just a means to an end, and that's okay too. We all have different passions. And for me, I truly feel like I'm super passionate about my work and also my family. I mean, my family is why I started building this business to begin with. I want them to live the life I envision for them, and this line of work that I happen to be super passionate about will provide them that life in its own time. So I always failed at finding balance because there's seasons when I'm extra passionate about one or the other, depending on what I have going on with each. There's no perfect balance. When we truly, truly believe that, when we truly believe that there's no perfect balance and let go of the guilt we feel when we are giving more of our focus to one than the other, and know that it will teeter back the other way soon enough, then we can truly be where we are. We can be where we are. Every time I hear that phrase, it sort of makes my shoulders lower. And you may have even noticed how my voice changed when I say it, because I tell myself that often. When you're feeling overwhelmed, or even just right now, just say to yourself, be where you are. And maybe you're listening to me right now, but you're thinking about the grocery run you need to do later, the big project you have at work today, how you're going to be at each of your kids' games at the same time tonight. Say to yourself out loud, be where you are. Right now, I want you to be here with me. I do this to myself sometimes. I'm not kidding. When I feel stressed and tensed, I close my eyes and I say, Erica, be where you are. I do a couple deep breaths and my shoulders lower. It's me giving myself permission to not have to think about anything else in that moment, to not worry about what I'm not doing, to not worry about things that are not even happening today, to let go of guilt or feelings that I am failing, and instead give everything I have to what I'm actually doing in that moment. I do believe that you can do it all. I do believe that you can do it all, but not all at once. No one can. Even the people you see on social media or your neighbors across the street that look like they have their shit together, they don't. We are all feeling like we aren't doing enough of something. But what I want you to do, if you're in this season with me right now, is to say to yourself, be where you are. You're not a bad whatever your job title is because you're spending time with your family. You're not a bad mom because you're working to provide and or working on something that you're passionate about. You're human. And we show up as better humans when we give ourselves the opportunity to fulfill all of our passions, all of our roles. And we can't do that if we're trying to be and do all the things at once. We can't be a great leader while stressing about things we have to get done at home later. We can't be a great mom while worrying about things going on at work. Your work doesn't deserve that distracted version of you. Your family doesn't deserve that distracted version of you. Be where you are. This is a reminder to myself today. You know, people ask me where I get all my topic ideas from for this show. And I have asked for suggestions from my followers, but I've maybe received like 2. My topic ideas come to me easily because I'm real with you guys. I'm always going through something. Yes, I am always going through something. We all are. So I'm constantly looking for ways to grow. I'm always willing to share that with you because sharing your story unapologetically will lead to the most genuine connections you will ever have in your life. So yes, while I do fear, like anyone else, that I will be judged for coming on here and telling you that I'm on the Hot Mess Express, my purpose to make sure that no one ever feels alone with their feelings is greater than that fear. So right now with you today, I'm reminding myself, Erica, be where you are. I went through a few weeks of holidays, trips, family visits, and a big nutrition program launch that took me away from the workday routine that was allowing things to run more smoothly than they are right now. I went through a season of, like I said, burning the candle at both ends. And as a result, I'm coming in hot on the Hot Mess Express. My life became more about just trying to stay afloat instead of actually swimming. And that happens. It will happen again. But now I'm ready to get back to swimming. Get things done in a forward motion, letting go of the weight of feeling stuck and never ahead, and not sure which direction to go in because there's just so many directions that I need to go. So I'm going back to what works for me. And this may seem simple to you, but don't we do this to ourselves often? We find something that works, life gets busy, we forget about what was working, and then we find ourselves back at square one again and we don't know what to do. We tell ourselves we're stuck. I hear this all the time in my work. I was at my best weight when I was following that nutrition program and following that fitness program, and then my kids started dance and baseball, and my work needed me to work extra hours, and I stopped. Now I don't know what to do, and I've put even more weight back on. I hear that all the time. And then they feel so down on themselves. They're knocking themselves. Wasted energy. They know what works. They are telling themselves they're stuck. It's not that successful people don't fall into those slumps as well. They just get up faster. And that's exactly what I'm working to do right now. My life needs order. I need order to feel good, to feel like I'm swimming. You know what works in your life. Think about a time when you really felt like you had your shit together, when you felt good about the way both work and personal life were flowing. What were you doing? What actions were you taking then that you're not taking now? Were you getting up earlier? Were you fueling your body a little bit better? Were you carving out more time for your friends, your kids, your husband? Were you following a schedule? Were you working out? Were you keeping a priority list of things to get done each day? Maybe you were journaling. Were you reading more? Were you taking more time out just for yourself? Were you drinking less alcohol? What were you doing then that you're not doing now? You're going to take more from completing that activity than you'll ever take from listening to me right now. So go back to those things. You know what works. You don't need someone to tell you. You're not stuck. You're choosing not to move. Season 2, episode 6, if you need more on that. I know what I need to go back to. I feel like I'm on the Hot Mess Express when I feel unorganized and when I'm not completing the big tasks that I know really move the needle in my business. And when I'm with my family or my friends and I feel like I need to get work done on my phone. All 3 things are happening in this season right now, by the way. I know what I need to do to break out of that rut. I need to go back to making a schedule for my day, prioritizing what actually needs to be done that day, not tomorrow or the next. I know that I need to complete a couple projects that will streamline some of the systems in my business. I know that doing those first 2 things will have me feeling more present when I'm supposed to be spending time with my family and friends. What are the things that you need to do? I'm not saying it's easy to get back to things that were once working for you because it feels like you're back at day 1. But isn't it worth it? Or do you want to keep riding the Hot Mess Express train? Because I'm tapping out. I'm leaving you on the train. I want off. This life is stressful and it keeps me up at night. I can't even sleep when I'm supposed to be sleeping. And there's your damn sign, y'all. I want you to be where you are even when you're sleeping. You deserve that. You deserve all the things you're willing to work for. Stop owning that you're a hot mess. Also, remove yourself from conversations where you brag about who's the biggest hot mess. Maybe you're in it for a season, mama. It happens. But don't unpack your bags because you know the way out. Fight for a life that brings you the most joy. Fight for a life where you can truly be present in all of your passions. It's time to wrap up this episode, but I hope you had a moment to laugh, lower your shoulders, reflect, and come up with some action steps to get your shit together. I was going to say get off the Hot Mess Express there, but if you and I were sitting across from each other at happy hour right now drinking margaritas, I totally would have said get your shit together in that moment. So hi, it's me, Erica, your unfiltered, advice-giving, ever-reliable, happy hour friend telling you let's take some action steps to take the wheel, get unstuck, and get our shit together. Together. Let's raise our glasses for a cheers. Your breakfast wine, margarita, water, coffee, matcha. I'm just glad you're hydrating. Cheers to all of your priorities and passions. Instead of pursuing the impossible of a perfect balance between them, practice to be present when you're pouring into each individually. No amount of guilt can change the past, and no amount of worry can change the future. But your full presence in what you're doing at any given moment is where you'll find your joy. Until next episode, friends. E.